Hey, we're back on a bus. Yes, absolutely. Well, we've got to get around, haven't we? Yeah, there's no two ways about it. Now, let me tell you about this latest story, which I do find very strange indeed. Simply because when you think about it, it's literally turning into the episode that apparently Meghan and Harry found so distasteful. Remember, of course, how South Park literally tore them apart in a cartoon just over a year ago now. Well, seemingly, of course, they were on their worldwide privacy tour, and they didn't like that because apparently people were mocking them and laughing at them, as you can understand. A little bit cruel, some might say, others might call it satire. But what's interesting now is, quite literally, they're turning into South Park themselves. Let me explain. Morning, lovely to see you. Thank you so much for joining me today on the back of a bus. A lot of people say to me, Neil, why do you record on a bus? It's the time that we've got. A lot of politics going around at the moment, which I'm covering. The departure, whatever, of the Scottish National Party. Rishi Sunak's got a big week with elections. You've got to do it where you can. Do you know what I'm saying? Nice to have your company that will have a wave. You all right? Absolutely. Thank you so much for joining me. Nice to have your company, and welcome one and all brand new subscribers. It's lovely that you've decided to choose our channel. We are a friendly bunch, let me tell you. Lots of fun, and hopefully we'll keep you entertained throughout. Now, back as ever to your royal story. As I say, the South Park thing was a laugh, wasn't it? Whichever way you looked at it. It wasn't good for them, and it certainly wasn't good for their public brand. Now, as you know, Harry and Meghan have decided that they're going to now visit Nigeria, because Meghan apparently is 43%. If you remember, Harry announced this at the Invictus Games last year, and you kind of think, well, what were you thinking? Nobody truly knows the background to this particular story. It could be up there with a secret wedding. Who truly knows? But now guess what? As you know, the ex-couple, royals, whatever you want to call them, didn't want any media. They wanted to shy away from that. They were going to grassroots level, giving young people a chance who'd never actually worked in the media before. And that was a lie, clearly, because they've not been in touch with anybody at that level. But here's where it gets really interesting now. Their communications team, and as ever we have to say allegedly, are looking for anybody who would like to go and cover this particular visit. Now, isn't this a royal visit then? Not really, of course, because they're not royal. But what is this about? Why do we need to cover it? They've been invited by the government for Invictus. Take your own camera crews, do that, that's the gig. But it's not a royal visit. So you can see, unless, of course, their particular deals, their titles are taken away from them and they work as ordinary people, this is going to be a problem, a thorn in the side for real senior members of the working British monarchy over here in the United Kingdom. Now, as I say, I go back to this particular statement. Why on earth would you need to invite the media? Because you want attention. But if you look, according to South Park, they're on a worldwide privacy tour because they didn't want attention. You see how this works now. Clearly obvious is this, that really they wanted everything on their own terms. And when you think about it, our wonderful late monarch, Queen Elizabeth II, worked that out very quickly, very astutely, and said, in or out. They decided out, so she dumped them. Rightly so. But for Harry and Meghan, it's a very, very difficult cord to cut. And they've decided that they're going to remain royal with or without, well, that celebrated backing. Either way, all eyes will be on Nigeria, but I've been told that major media companies simply don't have the funds to go halfway around the world to follow a couple that basically have said they dislike the media. I have been told that one commercial channel over here might try and get their company sponsored to see if they could cover it. I think you know which one I mean. But either way, the bulk of media over here in the United Kingdom simply right now don't have the funds. So it's a good job that Harry and Meghan are taking their own Netflix crew along with them. You get me? Neil Sean on the back of a bus in the very heart of London.